I take a very different approach to music than a lot of people. I don't have a technical background. The theory and where all the notes are, I don't know. And I take more of a feeling kind of, ethereal kind of direction towards the music. And it's hard to really dive right into it because, you have to come at it from a different sort of mindset. But when I'm playing for dances, I'm playing from not necessarily a dance theme. I'm coming from more of, it's almost kind of like, it's an out-of-body experience for me. I'm a bluegrass fiddler by trade, and try as I might, no matter what genre I play, I can't get it out of my playing. And so I decided, well, I'm just going to capitalize on it and really kind of put that in there. And what's really interesting about the bluegrass sound is that it assimilates very well to the dance. And the one thing I try to keep in mind when I am playing for a dance is that if I start a phrase, I try to make that phrase recognizable to the end of a dance move. So for instance, if it's a 4-beat phrase or an 8-beat phrase or even a full A1 or an A2 phrase. So, and it could be a completely improvised phrase. So if I was playing Sandy Boys, I might actually add 3 or 4 times through it. You've played that tune so many times, it becomes, I wouldn't say boring, but it's, I might want to try to change it up a little bit. And what it does is it gives it a little bit of a different feel. So all of a sudden I just sort of took the tune and I said, all right, John's playing these chords and I'm going to play something that goes along with the chords now to give it a different flavor for one time through the tune, and then I might go back into playing the tune again. And what it does is it makes the dancers aware that there's music happening, and not necessarily music, but good music. So I argue that rhythm is just as important as the notes that are being played on top of the rhythm, because people are very, very aware of when you go from a chord, very happy chord, to a more modal sounding thing. If I do that, I go from one to the other, the dancers immediately pick up on it. And it gives lift and excitement to what's going out there. But on top of all of that, I'm always aware of the rhythm. It might make it sound a little bit more Cajun. Maybe I might put a little bit of funk into it. Or, I might have a disco theme. And sometimes it's really strange, but I will take a tune that I play very similarly every time, but all of a sudden the sound is different, the feeling is different in the room, and the dancers are responding differently, and I might get a little flavor happening. We played Carborough not that long ago, and all of a sudden I was playing this old kind of funky Cajun backbeat thing, and it just sort of happened, and then I might play somewhere else and then it's straight driving old time, but that's just, it all changes up, and I have to be aware that it is a very organic experience and that we're not just performers playing for dancers. We are an audience watching a performance happening out on the floor, and I'm reacting to it. The whoops and hollers that you hear the dancers yell when we're out on the floor and things happen, I'm doing the same thing up on stage. I'm totally responding to what's happening. And that's one of the reasons why I like being wireless, and I can move around and I can see from different angles, and I can go out on the floor, and it's, I've got the best job in the whole world here. I'm not paying to come to a performance. I'm being paid to watch a performance, and it's the greatest thing in the whole world.